Renovating a 5-inch gauge sweet pea steam locomotive, Part 17. Part 17, repainting the saddle tank. I decided to remove the paint from the water filler cap and leave it in plain brass. There was a problem with this though, as I removed it from the tub of cellulose thinners used to dissolve the old paint. The start of this painting job, as you will see, proved to be quite difficult. The next few clips are running out of sequence on purpose. I wanted to show how bad the paint job was on the filler cap itself. After a bit of grinding and pulling with pliers, I removed the pin that holds the filler cap in place. I'll make a new pin that takes a nut on the end in due course. The paint around this filler really isn't very good. It's very lumpy and dirty and horrible. That's why I'm using a Stanley knife blade to remove all the bad bits. Here's a close-up of the original paint on the filler cap, and I really don't like this at all. Plus, it's chipped on one of the top parts of it. There isn't enough cellulose thinners in the tub, so I'm topping it up with a little bit more of this solvent to make sure that the part is entirely covered. I left the part in the cellulose thinners for a while. I actually went into the lounge and turned the television on to see what was on the news in the way of bloodshed and destruction. Then I came back to the workshop later to remove the part. As you can see, the paint's definitely fallen off this in a very strange way. I wasn't watching what I was doing, and I did this. I tipped the entire tub onto the bench, and all over me too. So I cleaned the bench. It was so bad that I had to change my trousers and my t-shirt. The bench needed a clean anyway. Here I'm mopping up the mess that's on the bench. The solvent even damaged the door on the base unit that supports the worktop. Luckily, I have a spare one of these. Looking at this paint and the way that it's detached itself from the metal, I don't think it's cellulose paint, I think it's 2-pack. I may be wrong, but it's very hard stuff and it's very well stuck to the brass, as I'm finding out when I start to scrub off the paint from the filler cap. This part of the job took a surprisingly long time to do. Scrubbing the part with an old toothbrush for a while did the trick, provided it was immersed in the cellulose thinners. Note that I'm using a pair of pliers to hold the component. It's not good to get your fingers in this stuff. Occasionally I do, but it's never really intentional. After the third application of cellulose thinners, applied with the toothbrush, the part became cleaner. Now it's time to polish it up. Although this is the initial cleaning, I'm using a rotary scouring pad held in my Proxxon motor tool. This cleans off the paint residue and the tarnish from the brass, but to polish it properly I'll probably use my polishing spindle in the main workshop. This is just the initial clean to see what the brass is like underneath the paint, and it's okay. To get to the part underneath the handle, I will have to remove the handle, which is easy because it's bolted through from the other side. It's held in place with 2 brass nuts, and these were very easy to remove using a small nut spinner. Once the nuts were removed and put in the small plastic box, it was a very simple job to continue the cleaning operation with the rotary scourer. This is a red rotary scourer, as you can see, and it's a bit more abrasive than the green one I was using. Also, it's not as worn as the previous one. Here's a top tip: keep the speed low. If you over-rev these things, you just get covered in small particles of nylon covered in abrasive compound. And it's also important to wear eye protection. You don't want to get this stuff in your eyes. All I need to do now is replace the nuts to hold the handle in place. I do think I prefer it like this. The brass matches a spectacle plate on the cab, and because it's not painted, there's no paint to be chipped. The next part to work on are the 2 supports that hold the tank to the smoke box. The tank is a bit of a mess in this area. It's badly chipped and someone had originally tried to repair it, not very well. I'm going to try and make a better job of it. It took a while to scrape away all the surplus paint. Not just the part you're seeing here. I had to use a screwdriver to get in and around the nuts to get rid of it all. This part of the tank bothered me. It had been badly chipped and someone had attempted to repair it and it looked terrible. I've already repaired a couple of areas of the tank. The only trouble is I didn't match the paint very well. But now, after a trip to Autopaint Northern, where they have a machine that tells you the colour and they will then make you up the colour in an aerosol can, I should be okay to get the tank looking like it should. The black paint on the etched nameplate, Joseph Fowler, on the side is not in good condition. I think I'll remove this altogether with a scouring pad. That is, the paint, not the nameplate. Generally speaking, even though the paint is in good condition on most of the tank, it's badly chipped. After removing the worst of the damage with a screwdriver, it's now down to wet or dry sandpaper time. I always thought that 400 grade sandpaper was quite fine, but apparently no, it isn't. This is 600 grade and it's doing the job. It's removing all the patchy paint that I applied, and it's also keying the paint for the next coat. I'm not showing all of this operation. It's going to take a long time. I want to make sure I get a perfect finish, and I'm also going to be using cellulose stopper, then that will also need rubbing down. I'm pretty sure that this paint applied to the brass tank is isocyanate 2-pack. I painted my Pea Locomotive that I used to run around the garden in the other house, and I did notice that it was very durable and much better than cellulose or oil paint for sticking to brass. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I really am fed up of sanding this tank. Stay safe, stay healthy, thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.